Hey team, so since we talk a lot about calories and macros, I just wanted to do a really quick video for you explaining what they are. So the main thing to know is that calories are a measurement of energy. So it's an energy unit. So it's the amount of energy that food produces for our body. A macronutrient falls within that calorie. So macronutrients have their own amount of calories, and that's what makes up our overall calorie balance. So, our energy balance, I did talk about this in the Fat Loss Essentials video, but essentially, energy balance is if we have more calories coming in than we have calorie going out, we're going to have weight gain. If we have less calories in than we have going out, we're going to have weight loss. So, when it comes to calories, 1 gram of carbohydrate is equal to 4 calories. 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. And 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. So it's nearly double that of carbs and protein. So I'll take a step back. Our macronutrients that I talk about are carbs, proteins, and fats. And that's what our food is made up of. So we've got our food and it's made up of these macronutrients. It's then also made up of micronutrients as well, but we'll concentrate on macronutrients. But each gram of macronutrients has a certain energy to it. So, like I was saying, carbohydrates is 4 calories per gram, same as protein, and then the fats is 9 calories per gram. So, that's how we start to put together meal plans, recipes, and we start to piece together what our food looks like every day in terms of the energy that it provides our body. So, carbohydrates are our body's fuel source. So, it's our main energy source. It's what the body prefers to use as energy because it breaks down the carbohydrates into glucose and uses that as a fuel source. All right, so they're also used for muscle recovery. So carbohydrates are broken down and stored in the muscle as glycogen. And then when we go to do some form of exercise, our muscles use that glycogen as energy. Okay. Carbohydrates also have the benefit of fiber. So that's what keeps us feeling full. It's what helps our digestive system and it keeps our gut working the way that it should. All right, so our food sources for carbohydrates, we've got our fruit and vegetables, we've got our grains and starches, and we've also got like those sugary treats as well. So they fall into carbohydrates because they're simple sugars. So protein is the building block of so many things for our body. So obviously it's a building block for protein. It does really help to build and repair our tissues, but it serves so many purposes in terms of rebuilding all types of cells in the body. So protein is composed of like chains of amino acids, and those amino acids, depending how they're put together, actually helps build so many different things in the body. Okay, I will upload this as well so you can read through like non-essential and essential amino acids, but this is a bit of an overview of macros and calories. So our protein sources of food, we've got, obviously our meat, our fish, our yogurts, our cheeses, nuts, seeds, lentils, soybeans, those type of things. So fats are really essential. So there's certain calculations that as nutritionists we do to make sure everyone's hitting their essential fat intake, because if we don't have enough fats, like healthy fats, it really does affect vitamin absorption, brain function, hormone production, especially for females, and then also some storage of energy. So with all of your meal plans, everyone's hit it's been calculated everyone's fat intake. So fats are really essential for hormone production. So it does help support hormone synthesis. We've got, cognitive health. It helps absorb certain vitamins, cell structures, and obviously then the storage of energy as well. So types of dietary fats, we have unsaturated, saturated, and trans fats. We really want to be sticking around the unsaturated fats. Okay, so they're found in plant oils, nuts, seeds, fish. All right, olive oil, avocado, fatty fish. They're the types of oil. They're the type of fats that we want in our diet. Okay, we then want to limit the amount of saturated fats that we have, and we really want to try to avoid the trans fats. I will do another little mini episode about how to read a food label, and I'll talk about the 3 different fats on the food label that you can look at. So our healthy fats come from, like I was saying before, we've got our nuts and our seeds, avocados, olive oil. Dark chocolate is actually a really good source of like good healthy fats, but it also has lots of antioxidants as well. So if you are going to eat dark chocolate, try to aim for like above 70% dark chocolate. So then, as part of our macronutrients, they contain micronutrients. And the reason why micronutrients really matter is because that's what our vitamins are, our minerals, and our antioxidants. Now, you could be on a diet or an eating plan that's 1,500 calories and you're eating completely processed foods, packaged foods, and you're within your calorie budget, but you can be eating a meal plan that's, one of the ones that, with the recipes that you guys have in the app that has all wholesome foods. You will be getting the vitamins and minerals and the antioxidants that you need in that meal plan. Whereas you can still be eating under that, calorie threshold, but if you're eating highly processed food and lots of trans fats, your body is not going to get the micronutrients that it needs to maintain proper brain function, to maintain hormone health, to maintain like proper gut functioning. So it is really important that we like piece together our meals with whole foods. And as you've seen, the recipes that that you have, they're amazing. Like you feel so good once you've eaten them. There's quite a bit of volume in them, so you shouldn't feel too hungry after you've had them as well. Whereas if you do go and eat something highly processed, because it's really simple sugars, you will find that you are a lot hungrier like soon after eating it. Okay, so the rest of the document does go through some micronutrients and like where you can, what type of foods they're in. So we've got like here vitamin C's, your citrus, your berries, and your peppers. But I will upload this for you to have a look at. The other thing that I did just want to touch on is I have created this document for you that is a bit of a like cheat sheet that a lot of clients find really handy to print out, put on the fridge or put on the inside of the pantry as a quick reference guide. So what I've done is I've picked out a heap of protein sources and I've compared them against each other per 100 grams. So if we look here at chicken breast, per 100 grams, this is how many calories it is, and this is how much protein it has in that 100 grams of chicken breast. Then you can compare it to 100 grams of beef rump steak. Okay, so it's a really nice way to look at it and go, okay, I just want to do a quick comparison. So when you're building your meals, that you've got something to go, okay, I can start to understand how my food is constructed in terms of calories and macronutrients. So I've done that for protein, carbohydrates, which is great because you can compare, say, like white rice and quinoa. You can compare, this one's really interesting, a banana and an apple. So as much as bananas are extremely healthy, if you are looking at like, okay, working out how many calories you can fit, into your meal plan, if you look at this, like apple is half the amount of a banana. Okay, so as much as they're both healthy, if you are trying to, Tetris food into a meal plan, something like this is really handy. And then you can compare it to, say, like an orange at 100 grams compared to a banana. And then the fats. Fats is so interesting to look at because nuts are extremely healthy. We just did talk about how healthy they are for, for the saturated fats. However, if you sit there and you're eating like a heap of nuts, it's really hard to stop. So, like, I know if I've got a bowl of cashews, it's actually really hard to stop eating them. So, I really want to point out here the amount of calories per 100 grams in certain nuts. It's really good to weigh your nuts before you have them, okay? Because that way you can portion control when you like how much you're going to have. And then the last one I've done is just vegetables. So it's really good to be able to compare, say, like broccoli and cabbage, cauliflower, like all of, sweet potato. So you can just have a really quick reference guide as to, how to put together your meals. So hopefully that helps. These resources will be available for you. But yeah, I'll keep these little information clips coming.